So, like I was saying, that we've had a little bit of a change in schedule. So, with that being said, have a few moments once again to say thank you very much to um, Dr. Smiley, Tanisha, and the team putting this on. Faison working behind the scenes, um, in his country and things in order to make this possible. Um, However, right now we have Ellsworth Tony Williams. How are you doing?
What's going on, Russell, man? I'm doing great, man. It's great Veterans Day. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. And so, who nominated you to be here?
I I believe it was Brian.
Okay. Brian's bringing some amazing people to the Voices of Valor, and we appreciate that as well. So,
Okay.
with uh, with that being said, I'm going to fade away once again and let you tell your amazing story to us on the international stage.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Doing this thing, I think it's very innovative. I think it's a great idea. This meant so much to me to be part of this program that I made sure I blocked out because on Veterans Day, that's my organization. I'm usually everywhere, and I knew it's so important to me that I said I have to be here for this event because it means so much more to me. So it I I can start off with, to me, Veterans Day, and for me, Veterans Day is every day because of, I almost think it's like a mental disorder for me because I spent over 24 years in the military, and every day, every waking hour, I think of ways to help provide service to the veterans and their family through the realms of mental health. Mental health is important. We have, even in the army, I was in the army, and we focus so much on the hard stuff, which is the artillery and the bombs and the infantry. We spent no time on the support stuff, which is like the communications and stuff. We do the same thing when we get out of the military and we transition. We spend so much time on the resume and the jobs. We spend no time on the psychological piece, which is the adjustment piece. So first of all, let me introduce myself, for to the group, to the team here. So one for me, serving veterans and being a veteran is my genetic code. And when I say by genetic code, it really means that my dad was in the military. My dad served 20 years. I was born in the womb of my mom with the stuff saying you're gonna take care of the veterans, you're gonna serve this country. So when I get out, I spent as a military brat. That's what they call us. We're military brats, really a dependence of the career veteran. And people always ask me, so where are you from? And I'm just like, hmm, really, I'm from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And anybody who understands that veteran, that military brat, understand what that means. That means I've been there just long enough to know where the Popeyes is or the 7-Eleven, and then it's time for me to go as soon as I learn any more than that. So how does that affect that person? Well, so every day I've got a chance to see the world not just through the prism of a zip code or the next city, but I got a chance to see the world with the whole world itself. So I would say 18 years of my life in Germany. In fact, I grew up as a kid, middle school and high school. Middle school, my mom and dad said I spoke German, so I don't know what that's true because I don't speak it now. But I also went to high school in Germany, Stuttgart, Germany. And the biggest event that came when I was in Stuttgart, Germany, and I went up to 11th grade. I was a wrestler. I was a real good wrestler. And my dad said it's time for me to retire. So he sit there and we all deployed back to where his mother, my mother's mother lived in Wilmington, Delaware. It was such a culture shock to me because here you're talking about a person who has grew up with my left and right neighbors. Didn't matter what race you were or what gender you were because literally my best friend was my next door neighbor, and it could be any race, it could be anything. So I came from that culture to the civilian culture, and that civilian culture is called busing. That was such a disruption for me of the busing. I don't understand it. I'm going to a school because of my race. That didn't make sense to me because I was military brat. We didn't. That was never a factor when I went to school or something, and that really affected me. So God then saw what I was doing. I say, God, you hear me mention God a lot, but then God heard that and He said, you know what, Tony, I got a plan for you. The plan was my sister, who was already graduated. She got a call from a recruiter. She was going down to a recruiter station on a Monday. I said, can I go? Sure, you can go, Tony. I said, okay. So I went there, dude. Everybody there. I went and took the ASVAB test on a Monday. I was leaving Philadelphia on a Friday, literally a week. I was leaving to join the military. And due to the chagrin of my mother, she felt sad. My mother wanted to sign for me because at that time you had a parent to sign for you. So I joined the military as a high school dropout. And anybody know the military, they're going to call you out. So I got called out when I was in basic training. I was a dummy, you're an idiot, you're stupid, I can't believe the military wants you. Whew. I tell you, the first influence person that came to me that introduced himself to my life was Master Sergeant Stillwell. He said to me, Tony, you're going to get your GED. And I got my GED. I got my GED at 18. And then through that time, I wanted to get promoted. At that time, promotion was very important. So I wanted to get promoted. So I got all this college and stuff. So one day I'm sitting there looking at the Army's Times, and Army Times has a message saying, green to gold, green to gold. I only had a year of college, right? Of a year of college. And so they had three-year ROTC scholarships but only like 50 of them. And I applied for it and I got it. That was my next second trajectory change. So I went from being 8 years enlisted, made up the E6, made the cutoff score, matter of fact, to now I'm in the world of officer world. So I picked Temple University to go to, and I came back now as officer, what they call a Mustang. And I always say about Mustang, I'm bilingual. I can speak enlisted and I can speak officer. That was my introduction to the military world. I did 16 years, 8 years enlisted, 16 commission. I met my wife and I made it rank of major. I really want to make LTC, Lieutenant Colonel. That was a success to me. But I met my wife, who at that time was in the police force in New Jersey, and I married her. After I came down on orders, the orders ended up, orders that really helped push me. I married her, and her job was domestic violence. Well, why was that important? Well, that got me into the world of mental health because my wife was dealing with domestic violence, which a lot of that is mental health. A lot of these women mostly women did not want to leave till like 7 times. So I said, mental health, boom. So I used my post 9/11 GI Bill to get a master's in counseling, clinical psychology, they call it. Yes, clinical psychology. So I did that. And I interned at James A. Haley VA, and I looked around and says, man, almost nobody here is a veteran. And I'm like, wait a minute, why can't we take care of us? Why can't we take care of us? We're not all patients. We're also going to take care of each other. So I said, why not veterans counseling veterans? That was what the start of the Veterans Council Veterans you see up here was my nonprofit, which has been around for 2014. And initially my nonprofit was designed for us taking care of us. When you can't, and I had expanded to the families. So at first I was looking specifically for the veteran, but then I expanded to the families. So that's what Veterans Council Veteran is. It's about still continuing the service. Not only have I been taking care of the veterans in the military, when I was in the military, now I'm taking care of the veterans and their families. And I did that. Fast forward, I did it for 14 years. I've got awards for that. And one of the things I'm very proud of is I got inducted to the Florida Veterans Hall of Fame 2023. I've got a medallion from Florida Veterans Foundation. So I'm being recognized, but it's not about me. It's about God saying do more. So when I get higher, when I get more recognized, it tells me I got to reach more people, which is what Veterans Council Veterans do. Veterans Council Veterans, our primary mission is to prevent veteran suicide. Prevent it. It's an action word, not a passive word. So to prevent veteran suicide, you got to take care of the stressors. So what are our 5 programs? All veteran oriented. We got military sexual trauma, elderly veterans. Elderly veterans are the demographics that's dying by suicide. Families. Take care of the family. Take care of the veterans. The counselors, right? The trust factor. We as veterans and spouse of veterans, we come with that trust factor. Matter of fact, we don't just sympathize, we empathize. That's very important when you're taking care of veterans and their families. That's something that I drive into. And so those kind of things, I've taken that, I've created programs through the grace of God that gave me opportunity. And my next one, I know you asked me earlier, my event I'm coming. So this year I did 2 conferences for elderly veterans. Elderly veterans are the ones not by age, but by time phase. So you can be 6 years old and not understand what the Vietnam veterans gone through. We have neglected our elderly veterans, which are the Vietnams who, when they got PTSD, it was called malingering, and they got put out of the military with a dishonorable or bad conduct. So I wanted to take care of those guys. So elderly veterans, families. These are the things that if you really want to take care of the veteran, take care of the family, right? Because that's like us. We take care of ourselves. Well, who's taking care of our family? If you're in the military, you go do a disaster. Guess who's left behind while you're going to take care of disaster, or you're going to war, or you're going to battle? Your family. So who's taking care of them? They got to do everything by themselves. We got to start taking care of them. So those are things I'm very passionate about taking care of veterans and their families. So that's my second thing. And lastly, we always ask so what do you want to get out of this for the veterans for this talk here in Veterans Day? Well, to me, Veterans Day is every day. Like I said before, it's like a disorder. I am thinking about veterans until I fall asleep, and I think about it when I'm dreaming, right? So to me, it's not thanking for your service. It's about what can we do to help you out. That to me is what we should do, embracing the veteran, not just that's the veteran, but the family as well.
Yes, sorry about that. I totally agree with that every day is Veterans Day because you're consistently touching people's lives, not only the veteran themselves, like you say, but their family members. And it is important that we have empathy because a little bit of my background in the medical field for 35 years, taking care of those who walked through the door, those who were deploying, those who had injuries. You have to be very empathetic and almost treat them with kids' gloves in order to help them out as well. So I appreciate the fact that you um, are doing this particular, are that you're in this particular space with helping veterans. And thank you once again. Truly appreciate it. Like I, excuse me, like I said, it is um, an honor to be able to have you on the international stage, to be able to present you to us as um, federal fellow veterans. So thank you.
I,
Truly
I,
amazing man.
I want to make a very important point, Russell. I always say this: veterans counsel veterans a God assignment. All I got to
Mhm.
do is be obedient. Be obedient, and things will come your way. So I want to make sure everybody know that veterans counsel veterans, not Tony. It's a God assignment.
Yes. And thank you for doing God's work.
Cool.
So, um, and then how can we reach you?
You can reach me a lot of ways. So I'm on LinkedIn. That's my favorite. So I'm on LinkedIn. Just call Ellsworth Williams on LinkedIn. Linked up with that. I have I got a website, Vets Counseling Vets. You can go on that as well. I'm on Facebook, Vets Counseling Vets Inc. And I'm on Instagram, Vets Counseling. So all those platforms. I'm not on TikTok yet. I'm not there yet for TikTok. But you can get me either one of those things, or you can just call info at Vets Counseling Vet for my email.
Mhm. Sounds good. And once again, man, thank you very much for your service and your service.
Russell, I know we have just a second, but this Saturday, I'm so great. This Saturday, we're having a military veterans and family mental wellness summit. It's a first, but it's something that's long overdue. So that's something I want. Hopefully, we all start doing the same thing, taking care of veterans and their families. So, all right, thank you, man, for having me here. But take care of the families too.
Yes,
Ooh,
definitely.
all right.
All right.